Gabrielle intensifies to a hurricane in the coming days, and the European says there's one more to watch that could get close to the United States. Hi, everybody. I'm Chief Meteorologist Chris Justice, keeping you posted on all of this mess along the way. It is the heart of hurricane season for a reason here. And, folks, the GFS shows GFS things. It's still got this Caribbean Gulf area highlighted here toward the end of its run. Again, it's always on that last few days of the run, which tells me it's trying to show something develop. But the European, by far today, has been the one that's been low. Whoa. Hope that doesn't happen kind of model. Folks, if you're new to this channel, please like this video, comment in the comment section where you're watching from right now, and subscribe to this channel for more updates. Always helps to turn on those notifications as well. I do these videos multiple times a day when it warrants, and at least every day to keep you posted, and I do like giving shout outs at the end. So please let me know in the comment section where you're watching from right now, and as I read the comments the next video, I'll be answering your questions here and saying hello to you. So let's back things up, look at the Atlantic Basin as a whole. Whoa. I mean, very sloppy. You've got a lot of moisture here, a lot of waves to watch. A far cry from when we had that Saharan dust. Those were nice days, right? We at least got a couple of different waves in here. This one will be Gabrielle. It is stunted right now, which I'll show you in just a moment. Another wave here off the Cape Verde Islands, and then another big monster wave. Look at that big bad guy. These waves are big, and they're likely to form into named systems down the road. Look at this. It almost looks like it's trying to move west, but it's being pushed toward the east. That is a clear sign of shear getting in on this system right now. The center of circulation is actually down here somewhere. Kind of neat to see that, but then the storms are off here. So that tells me the system's not very organized right now, but it will be. The models here are showing it will be a Category 1 hurricane down the road, and it does look like it's going to get close to you folks in Bermuda. So let me know in the comment section where you're watching from. Are you in the islands right now? Are you on the East Coast, Texas, Florida, Carolinas, Bermuda? Seen many of you, and seen many of you in Europe watching this, because we know that if these things keep curling over, they eventually come your way, and I'll be letting you know how these will pan out. Our super ensemble, folks, it's a great way of looking at it. I love doing this deeper dive on it because you know, we got to make sure these steering currents hold true. And when you average together all of our models, it's a great way of looking at it. Instead of just one model run, flipping over here or there, we like to see consistency. UK Met, the GFS, and the Canadian model all blended together, showing good consistency here with Bermuda East. We'll watch it for you folks in Bermuda. We're dialed in on it. The tropical deterministic models here combined, and a good agreement there. GFS does go a little nudge to the west, and then it juts it to the east. It's a good thing that it's going to jog away from the United States, because this thing does look like it becomes a strong hurricane, Cat 1, Cat 2. Of course, this tropical model here wants to go way up with it. DeepMind, Google's DeepMind. Folks, you're going to hear a lot more about Google. It has done very well. Shows a steady increase here, and DeepMind is just quite fascinating. It's smooth. It's blended. It's a little bit of a creepy name, if I'm being honest. I don't love the name, DeepMind. I guess it's kind of AI-ish, right? But it's Google's AI model, and man, it has been great. It's got great run-to-run consistency. It's got great data that's feeding it, and Google has spent a lot of money on weather forecasting. So, hey, more power to Google for doing that. I mean, what a great way to spend money. If they're going to spend money on something, how about we spend it on weather? Impacts all of us. So Google's DeepMind model, the blue indicating where the operational run and then the ensemble run, and black, good agreement there with it. But it's the other two areas behind it that we have to keep an eye on, each of which are individual areas. One has a 10% chance, the other has a 20% chance, both of which are very weak right now. But let's look at the simulated satellite from the European. It kind of tells the picture. Gabrielle getting out here really doesn't get quite organized till this weekend. Then it turns into a fairly well-formed textbook hurricane here in the middle of the Atlantic. Thankfully, it's in the middle of the Atlantic. Here comes some shear. That's going to shoot it off to the east, and then it's off to the races. Looks like it goes way up here in the North Atlantic, where we'll wait and see where it goes. Looks like it kind of gets absorbed out. So eventually some rain would head toward Europe. Doesn't look to be severe or potent or intact when it does. Down the road, all right, so we got wave number 1, wave number 2, another one coming off. These two waves are the ones that are highlighted right now. They do not look to be very strong for the islands. Likely some rain, 30-mile-per-hour winds at best. But it's once this wave gets over the Turks and Caicos and the Bahamas that it's saying, hey, I'm kind of getting my grounding. I'm over the warmest part of the Atlantic, the Gulf Stream, and boom goes the dynamite. And here we are Sunday into Monday. You've got a hurricane forming, and possibly a strong one, just offshore of Florida, just offshore of the Carolinas and Georgia. This would ride up the coast, right offshore of the Outer Banks, and possibly right up the coast right here as it would be moving away. So a lot riding on that forecast. That's the European saying, we got to watch that. Let's look at this a little bit closer, a little deeper analysis here. European shows Gabrielle safely going out to sea, and then here comes this other wave, almost non-discernible until you get to right here. 10-12 low, Friday the 26th. You have the Turks and Caicos, low pressure through that weekend, and then you got something here right off the southeastern Florida coast, 1001 low. No biggie then, but boy, it turns into a biggie. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, right offshore the Carolinas, a 966 low. That's a strong hurricane, and it's moving up toward the Outer Banks where it grazes the Outer Banks, and it doesn't stop there, rides right up the East Coast. So, folks, where are you watching from right now? We'd have to watch this very closely for just about everybody along the eastern half of the United States because this would be something that could cause some issues as it rides right up through the southeast right there. Let's get a better view of the East Coast right here. If I can click the right button, where are you east? Where are you east? Atlantic. I need the United States basin. Let's go right here. There you go. Goes right up through, right off the mid-Atlantic coast. Jersey would get some more beach erosion. This could be a big storm system. 955, 960 low. Boy, the European not playing around on this one. Rides it right up the coast. All right, let's do a deeper dive on this. Let's get it back to where we were. Let's go back in here to the Caribbean. We're going to get a good view here of it coming in, and let's pause it right here. All right, so it's saying hour 264. All right, we're getting in the wheelhouse of the Europeans. Can be pretty good. Let's look at the GFS. It shows nothing. European. Let's go to the 12Z. It's got something right in there. Let's go back one full run of the European and see if it's still showing the same thing. All right. There we go. The European goes Gabrielle. This other wave, this other wave, this other wave. Where are you at? Right there. Okay. Same location, same weakness level. It's got a broad low right here, just lower pressure, not really consolidating into much. Looks like wind shear from this departing low pressure in front here off the East Coast would shear it out. That would be good news. There it is right there. See it? So same idea, just getting pushed off by this trough. So that looks to be the difference if we're looking at comparisons. So let's look at the southeastern United States. 12Z run comes in here, but it's late with the trough. Let's look at the up air height anomalies. Yeah, there's not one here. There's not a big dip in the jet stream here. That would go up like that. Let's look at the last full run. It's got a more pronounced trough right in here. See it? See it coming in through Tennessee. Nice little cool down for the Carolinas. And it kicks that thing out to sea. That's what the that's what the European Model 1 run ago showed. The most recent one, though, shows a more formidable system. GFS does not show it. In fact, it shows Gabrielle coming in like that. It does have the 26th, 27th. Here comes our cold front, dip in the jet stream. That would shear out or push out to sea our low, and it doesn't even get close to the United States in that scenario. So, how about the Canadian? We're not really in the Canadians' wheelhouse of expertise here, but there goes Gabrielle. Here comes our other wave. Deeper, stronger, farther east. Doesn't really have that leading edge wave. How about the ensembles? Or let's look at the AI first. European AI. There goes Gabrielle. European AI has not been very great here lately. It's sniffing out early threats. It usually follows suit later. Although right there, it's got a little 1016 on Tuesday the 30th. Similar location, way out to sea. Cold front in here, just something form on that front. You got a little something right there. Would need to be watched. So there's stuff to watch. There are things that we need to keep an eye on, but right now, nothing that's overly concerning. Although I will tell you that if you look at the global hazards outlook here from the Climate Prediction Center, they're seeing a similar area. They got this area highlighted here for what will be Gabrielle. That one we know. And then beyond that, there could be other waves that try to follow suit. It's also got this area of the Bay of Campeche. That's something the GFS has shown, taken away, shown, taken away. It's kind of taken it away today, but it's got lower pressure in here. And honestly, even the most recent GFS model wants to hint at something here across the Gulf, way out in La La Land of model time. See 1005 right there? It keeps showing that toward the end of it. That just is the model recognizing the pattern and the time of year that we're in. They even expand this that first week of October to most of the Caribbean and then that southern part of the Gulf, because it is typically a trouble spot for us this time of the year. How about the Euro Ensembles? Euro Ensembles not buying this as much. It's got a little 20% chance of forming. Now, 20% is not nothing, folks. And if we were to look at the European Ensemble minimum pressures, this is kind of where they place them. Let's check the 12Z last full run. Here's the 27th. There are not many runs that have that same scenario getting close in. There's one or two out of 51. Got one big guy right here, the 30th. It's got a big, Caribbean Gulf, Southeast Coast rider right there. But it doesn't have a whole lot of support from the other areas of models. So let's look at the same thing, but you're looking at 51 different varieties of the European. Great agreement with Gabrielle, no concerns there. But what about that other one behind it? Do we even get anything to crop up here? There are a few, 1, 2, 3, 4, but notice they're right here. Here's Saturday the 27th. Do they get close to the United States? 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 51 do. Those aren't great odds. So good news. Not really seeing it right there on the European Ensemble. So that operational run that we showed, bears watching. Does it eventually come to fruition? I mean, it's possible. It's possible that we would get something to crop up out of it. But right now, that appears to be a lower threat that, honestly, we'd keep an eye on. Folks, I love you being here. I love you watching right now. Please let me know where you're watching from in the comment section. Let's say hello to some of you that watched last time and answer some of your questions. Kirby says, hi, Chris. Have you thought about maybe doing some longer form videos about some weather topics? Maybe looking at the historical events like Helene or Hugo or Matthew, examining how they unfolded and what we missed, learned from them. Just a suggestion, and thank you for your hard work, man, watching from Greenville, South Carolina. Fantastic idea. We got Brian here. I second that. He could start another channel altogether and would have the support almost immediately. Man, you guys coming out with the good ideas. I love that. I think the challenge for me would be video, although our station has a lot of library of videos, and then just the timing of editing it. So also something that I could get some help with. So let me think on that. I do love that idea, and obviously a couple of you others do as well. So hey, thank you for that. Duly noted. Storing it up here, and we'll start working on that. I do think, and I do this with my weather team here. We will debrief. I love going back and looking at what I could have improved. And this is coming from a former athlete. I played baseball and football growing up, and I would always watch game tape. My dad was my coach growing up, so there was a lot of dinner time conversations. Hey, your swing needs to be a little up, this kind of thing. So I'm used to trying to improve based on going back and looking at things, and I think that's a great way to grow. So yeah, I think there's a great room for that there. All right, Melbourne, Florida. Here, I've been watching you all season long, and I'm very grateful for your coverage. Hopefully the season stays quiet. Breeze, I hope so. Thank you for watching. Right here in Greenville, South Carolina, to be honest, I'm always a little disappointed when I don't see a new video before I head to bed. I love the videos and the information. My feed is filled with weather, and you, sir, are the best. Hey, thank you for that. That means the world to me. Hopefully I get this out before you go to bed. Hi, Chris from Sugar Land, Texas. Thank you for the no hype and factual weather forecasting. Thank you. You always have the best updates. Thank you, young Spence. Hurricane Andrew for me is when I started. Granted, I was a kid here in Georgia when it came through. I've also got a fascination with tornadoes as well. I've been in more than I care to admit, but I can still admire it from a distance, right? Yeah, Brian, thank you for that. Yeah, for me it was the Blizzard 93, as you heard. But almost everybody that's interested in weather has a storm that got them into it. Watching from Statesville, North Carolina. Hi there. Puerto Rico in the house. I watch you every morning. Hey, thank you, Mary. St. Augustine, Florida. here, Chris. Looking forward to your info that you share. I'll keep watching your channel every day. Thank you. Monique's watching from Bimini, Bahamas. Hi, Monique. Living in paradise. All right. Say hello to all your friends and family down there and tell them I'll keep them posted, right? Hey, Will and I want to say hello from Brunswick. We're originally from Rome, Georgia. I've always loved storms, and I guess it rubbed off on Will. When I was induced with Will, they had to postpone it due to a tornado warning. No kidding. Wow. My oldest was actually born during a tornado warning, and it was on the TV, and for the first time in my career, I guess I certainly didn't care as much about the tornado warning, although I knew our team had it here. But man, what are the odds of that? It was the middle of July. I had a tornado warning pop up. We all had to go into the operating room until the warning was lifted. No kidding. Can you imagine? That would not be good timing. We were in a tornado territory up there. Here we get to keep up with the hurricanes now. Thank you again for making these informative videos, and have a wonderful evening. Hey, say hello to Will, and thank you guys for watching. It means the world that you keep tuning back in. I recognize your comments, your faces, and this means a lot to have some repeat visitors here. Galveston, Texas in the house. Mark, good day from Pensacola here. Yesterday was hot again, 91 in South Pensacola, 93 according to our thermometer. Today is 94 already, still no rain. The evenings seem to be cooling off a bit, high 70s. Anyhow, have a great day. Look forward to seeing you tonight. We're watching the Jays and the Rays tonight. I pity the players playing in this heat. Keep up the great work to our favorite weatherman. Regards, Mark. Hey, Mark, thank you. That means a lot. Hope your team won. Good times for baseball, to be watching it in the comfort of a chair and air conditioning, right? I don't know that I could do a game out there. Football, too. It's going to be really hot Saturday at many, many college football games. Lakeland, Florida, watching you. Thank you for your service and for keeping us posted. You are the best. Thank you. Hi, Chris, watching from South Florida here. Going on a cruise with my dad on Sunday for a week to the Western Caribbean, Port Canaveral. I'm a little nervous about the storms. Again, we really appreciate you in the videos. Hey, thank you. Right now, I think you're safe. I think this would take a long time for anything to get toward us, so I think you're going to be all right. Of course, cruises are on top of it as well. They'll keep you posted. What else we got? Stay tuned, though. Hope saying thanks for the updates. You're very welcome. Fairhope, Alabama in the house. Hey, Chris, I started watching your weather videos. You're very informative. So far, hasn't been anything bad in the Gulf, but hurricane season ain't over. Watching from Louisiana. It's definitely important to keep track of any sort of systems that try to get in the Gulf. If there is anything that spawned, would you say it would come from more of the gyre than something out in the Atlantic? I do think so. I think at this point in the season, we're going to start to see that Central America area get more hot. That's going to be an area that we're going to have to watch late September, early October. I think that's going to be a spot that could crank out something at least for us to watch. I remember the blizzard 93. Wow, Mike from Arizona, living on Long Island. Hello to you. Thank you for being here, Michael. We'll keep you posted. I'm still working on that winter forecast. It's coming in the coming days. I've been so tied up with tropical stuff that luckily, thankfully, getting in more data for the winter forecast. But it's coming. It's in the process. Watching from Holiday, Florida, West Coast, just above Clearwater. I appreciate your videos, especially the hurricane and tropical coverage. Hey, thanks for the breakdown, Chris, saying hello from New Orleans. Watching from Tucson, Arizona. Citrus County, Inverness, Florida. Enjoying your forecast. You cover us here in Florida. I'm on the West Coast, 3 counties north of Tampa. All righty. Thanks for being here. I will keep you posted. You can count on that. I start wide, then whenever storms get in, I get granular. I go county level, so you can count on that. Leslie watching from Southeast Georgia. We got South Carolina Coast. Great channel. Thank you, Chris. Just subscribed. You're the best I've seen. Thank you. I'm in South Florida. Anna, thank you. Hi, sir. Pray that nobody gets a hurricane. Amen. Be safe. Thank you for this update. Navarre, Florida in the house, keeping an eye on the weather. Good morning from Southwest Florida. Beaufort, South Carolina. Southwest Florida. Vilas, North Carolina. All right, I'm going to mess this up. Pascagoula, Mississippi. Have to look that one up. James, thank you for being here. Halfway between Mobile and Biloxi on the Gulf Coast. I enjoy your program. Checking in from 96, South Carolina. All right, hi there. Gainesville, Florida. Watching from St. Martin, my favorite place on the planet. Hey, thank you for tuning in. Please tell all your friends and family about it. Panama City here. We're so dry. I moved here for the weather. Where is it? Where are my thunderstorms? Yeah, we have seen some doozies in Panama City. We've also seen just extremely dry, hot weather in Panama City. I know what you're talking about. St. Petersburg, Florida, what's going on in the Caribbean and Gulf with these flare-ups? Obviously, activity is starting. Yeah, the models are flirting with it. They keep showing it, taking it away, and that's going to be one of those things we'll have to watch. Hi, Chris. Writing from Central Florida again. I find it very intriguing when I consider that meteorologists must dance on the precarious line of alarmist and apathetic. When alarming events seem to be growing in the weather, how does one find the balance between getting people prepared and motivated without the risk of being seen as a crying wolf? A few too many times. I wonder if a study of weather also requires human behavior. By the way, you do an excellent job of finding that balance. I just wonder about the challenges it carries. Yeah, that is very true, especially when you're talking about high-impact events, tropical systems, or in my case, snow. When I forecast snow, oh my. You're danged if you do, danged if you don't kind of thing. My philosophy has always been to be transparent, be upfront with what I see, what I do not know, and to call it like I see it. And folks, if I see there's a storm that's getting more concerning, I'm going to let you know. And if it's trending better, I'm going to let you know. But it requires you kind of checking back in. I go way more in depth than a lot of people, which can be seen as being alarmist sometimes. But I'm always very transparent in saying, hey, here's what I'm seeing right now. And I tell you when it's time to be concerned. And a lot of times that does end up helping people. At least I hope that it does. Good question there. All right. Hey, Chris, watching from Cologne, Germany. It's always fascinating what you've got to tell us. Even in Europe, we're not usually infected by the hurricanes. They do still amaze me, and I'm always very eager to watch during hurricane season. I hope you're safe. Hey, thank you. Thank you for watching. That means a lot. All the way from Germany. Hello to your friends. Santa Rosa Beach, Florida. Port Richey, Florida. Fort Myers, Florida. Oh, man, here's another one. Harahan, Louisiana. Did I say that right? Harahan? Hello from North Florida. I don't know how to act with a nice breezy day. Not used to it. Thanks for your updates. Do you think Florida will get lucky this year? I think so far so good. Can't let our guard down yet. October can be a very active month for us. I'm in Chicago but live in Silver Springs, Florida. Keep the hurricanes away. Angelton, Texas. Brunswick, Georgia. Hi, Chris, from Yocats, Oregon. Did I say that right? I hope I did. West Palm Beach. Spartanburg's in the house. Franklin, Savannah, and Murrells Inlet. Hey, thank you guys for being here. Folks, if you're new to the channel, please like this video, comment in the comment section where you're watching from right now, and turn on those notifications. It's the best way to stay up to date as we're watching Gabrielle and those two other hatched areas. Of course, the European giving us some raised eyebrows today. Does that continue in tomorrow? We'll have to wait and see, but all eyes are on it. Please let me know what your questions are. I'll try to answer them tomorrow. And hey, I'm taking in some of those ideas you gave me. You guys gave me a couple I'm going to have to ponder on. I do like your debriefing idea that you showed me. So stay tuned, folks. Hope you have a great day. We'll talk soon.